Wells Guide Fishing Report, which covers the whole Gulf Coast. You got it.
No, but I can't
And
get it.
it's pretty damn, it's the most accurate that I've seen, so.
It's on the internet?
I'm not sure, I've got their book here, I mean,
No.
you can,
Yeah, they have a website.
they do, yeah, you can pull it up, so.
Oh, cool.
Because the tides are so variable here, most people are not used to a 1.1 as a high, or a 2.1 is a super high in this area, and how much it'll flood at a 2.1 when they're used to 6-foot tides on the East Coast.
Well, I don't see how.
Once you've got any type of water movement, you've got food chain movement. Once you've got food chain movement, you got little bitty fish feeding on plankton and zooplankton and whatever. And then you got predator fish moving that can get into those nurseries where the little fish are and start feeding on the bigger fish, and bigger fish feeding on them. And also when the tide moves, it oxygenates the water. So it's like when you go to sleep at night, you're rested. You get up in the morning, you're ready to go and vibrant if you haven't been out boozing and acting crazy. And that oxygenates the blood in that fish, and that fish is ready to eat on an incoming or outgoing tide.
That's good. And again, the sun being so important. That's an underrated.
For my type of fishing, it's not important to lure casters and bait casters. To me, I'm a 9:30 to 2:33, 10 to 3 fisherman, where I've got if I want to get really good fish, I want a southeast wind blowing me to the northwest with as much sun as I can get at an angle where it's in the fish's eye, and it gives me a great chance of catching some really good fish.
You want a rising tide between 9 and...
Well, as long as I've got sun and wind and some tide movement, I'm happy.
So if
And
you
that
can go
that
in
wind
on a high tide at 9 o'clock in the morning and fish it as it's falling.
I would rather catch the tide coming in if I could. At that point, I might blind fish if I got a good tide coming in at 7:30, 8 o'clock. I know that it's usually fairly calm at that time, and I'm going to see wakes and spot fish. I can still see good enough to catch fish, but from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock, it's Katie bar the door, man. I'm going to get me some fish.
Let's talk about presentation. When you're presenting a fly to one of these big fish, where I fish, it's so cloudy, you got to put it on a redfish's nose.
A redfish, you put it on his nose, if he can see it, he's going to spook a lot of times. You put it on your nose when the sun is right, and of course you're muddier water, we got clearer water. That could be a difference too.
You got about that much space. You got to be.
I don't usually put it on their nose. I'll throw it about 6 inches to a foot from them. And if they're moving,
You lead them.
I'll lead them like shooting a duck.
Yeah,
and when they get up there, it's just usually one jig, and then
redfish you want to add or below them. Speckled trout you want it anywhere in the water.
That's what I say when I'm leading them. My fly